If someone were to ask you what's the most valuable state in America, there are several potential answers you could give. You might point to California as being the most valuable, since it generates over 14% of the national GDP, 6% more than second place Texas. New York State deserves acclaim, housing the financial capital of the USA and one of the most iconic cities in the world. Or if you want to get specific, you could even make a case for New Jersey, since its land value is literally the most valuable in the United States, at over $196,000 per acre, far more than California's $39,000 per acre, or New York's $41,000 per acre. But what if we were to tell you that Alaska has the best claim for the title? Yes, this barren, freezing wasteland may in fact be the most valuable state in America for multiple reasons, some of which will surprise you. Don't believe us? Keep watching, and by the end of this video, you might just be convinced. All we ask in return is that you leave a like and subscribe, if you haven't already. Now, without further ado, here's why Alaska is the most valuable state in America. If you weren't aware, Alaska used to be a part of the Russian Empire. It wasn't until 1867 that the United States acquired the region in a historic agreement known as the Alaska Purchase. At the time, Russia was facing financial difficulties, and its influence in North America had been waning. On top of that, the Russians were wary of losing the territory to the British, which wouldn't have been a good look in the aftermath of the Crimean War. By selling Alaska to America, Russia hoped to prevent its adversaries from gaining a foothold in the area. The negotiated price was a mere $7.2 million, about $157 in today's money, which amounted to about 2 cents per acre. Even at this incredibly low price, many Americans were critical of the purchase at first, dismissing the vast, sparsely populated territory as a barren wasteland. As a result, the acquisition was jokingly referred to as Seward's Folly and Seward's Icebox, in reference to Secretary William H. Seward, the man who orchestrated the purchase. However, in the years that followed, it would be Seward who had the last laugh, as the wisdom of the Alaska Purchase became more and more evident. The territory proved to be rich in natural resources, including gold, timber, and fish. Moreover, the discovery of valuable resources led to increased economic development in the region. In 1959, Alaska became the 49th state of the United States, further solidifying its importance and value to the nation. Shortly after the purchase from Russia, in 1872 a significant gold discovery occurred near Sitka, Alaska, prompting an influx of more than 60,000 individuals to the region. This rush of people was further fueled when gold was found near the Klondike River in Canada's Yukon Territory, leading prospectors to flood into Alaska between 1896 and 1897. The resulting Klondike gold rush attracted over 100,000 prospectors, among them the renowned author and journalist Jack London. The event gave rise to more than 50 gold mining camps during the subsequent decade, and though many prospectors didn't strike gold, significant finds in Nome and Fairbanks led to the growth of large towns. Then in 1899, American railroad magnate Edward Henry Harriman transformed a hunting expedition into a renowned scientific exploration by bringing along 126 researchers and artists on a 2-month journey to Alaska. This expedition, known as the Harriman Expedition, made remarkable discoveries, identifying 240 species of plants and capturing stunning photographs of the landscapes and indigenous people. These findings and images piqued national interest in the territory, showcasing its potential and captivating allure. Not long after becoming the 49th state, a similar lucrative discovery took place in Alaska, only this time it was oil. The Alaskan oil boom was sparked in 1968 by the significant discovery of oil at 𝗵𝗄 Bay, and then by the subsequent completion of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System in 1977. These milestones played a pivotal role in the state's economic development. At present, Alaska ranks 4th among the U.S. states for the production of crude oil. It reached its peak at 2 million barrels per day in 1988. However, since 2003, Alaska's annual oil production has experienced a gradual decline due to the maturation of its oil fields. Despite this, large unexplored areas in the state still hold potential for more oil discoveries. Still, Alaska's economy relies heavily on the oil and natural gas industry, playing a significant role in its financial stability. Revenues generated from this industry fund a substantial portion of the state government, resulting in Alaska being the only state in the U.S. without a state sales tax or a personal income tax. Moreover, since 1982, every eligible Alaskan resident has been receiving an annual dividend based on the value of oil royalty revenue from the Alaska Permanent Fund. Oil production was not the only economic value of Alaska's land, though. After World War II, tourism gained prominence as returning military personnel praised Alaska's natural splendor. The development of transportation infrastructure, including the Alkin Highway, constructed during the war, and the Alaska Marine Highway System completed in 1963, enhanced accessibility to the state. As tourism became another vital source of revenue, environmental concerns also grew in importance. In 1980, the Alaska National Interest Lands Conservation Act, ANILCA, was enacted, adding 53.7 million acres to the National Wildlife Refuge System. as well as incorporating sections of 25 rivers into the National Wild and Scenic Rivers System, expanding national forest lands by 3.3 million acres, and designating 43.6 million acres as national parkland. As a result of this act, Alaska now holds 2/3 of all American national parklands, and more than half of the state's land is owned by the federal government. Tourism continues to thrive in Alaska, attracting over 1.4 million visitors to the region each year, further solidifying its importance to the United States. However, more important than gold, oil, or tourism may be the strategic importance of Alaska when it comes to trade, governance, and worldwide politics. Alaska already serves as a critical location for the U.S.'s national defense and security. Since it is closer to major cities like Beijing, Moscow, Berlin, and Tokyo than any other point in the United States, Alaska is home to multiple military installations, including Joint Base 𝗹𝗵𝗃𝗃 and Eielson Air Force Base. As well as being able to deploy troops to almost anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere at short notice, these bases play crucial roles in protecting U.S. airspace, monitoring potential threats from other countries, and safeguarding the northern approaches to North America. In addition to this, the state's proximity to other nations makes it very useful for trade purposes. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, over 1.6 million tons of freight flew through Alaska in 2021. Considering that California has 55 times the population of Alaska and received 2.1 million tons of freight in the same year, that's pretty impressive. What's more, retreating Arctic ice is opening up new shipping routes, such as the Northwest Passage, which could significantly reduce transit times between Asia and Europe. As these routes become more accessible, Alaska's location will become even more valuable in terms of trade and commerce. Oddly enough, Alaska may be one of the rare places on Earth that could actually benefit from climate change. According to a national climate assessment from the U.S. Global Change Research Program, the last frontier is heating at twice the rate of the rest of the U.S. While there are obvious downsides to this, such as glaciers melting, larger and more dangerous wildfires, and trees tilting at an angle due to the drunken forest effect, the change in climate could open up lots of land to be used for farming and agriculture. This could be hugely important as the mainland U.S. becomes drier, and the land currently used for farming in the Midwest becomes unusable. Crops like barley and wheat could be grown in Alaska instead, with the amount of farmable land there set to grow by over 100 times in the next few decades. As it is now, Alaska's unique position as a region highly affected by climate change provides valuable opportunities for environmental and climate research. Scientists and policymakers can study the impacts of climate change, understand the associated risks and challenges, and develop adaptation and mitigation strategies. Alaska's insights could therefore be crucial in addressing global climate issues and informing policy decisions worldwide. In a worst-case scenario, the unique ecosystems and biodiversity of Alaska could also have ecological significance beyond its borders. As climate change affects wildlife habitats and ecosystems elsewhere, the preservation and conservation of Alaska's natural landscapes could become more important in ensuring ecological resilience and maintaining biodiversity. Today, the Alaska Purchase is generally regarded as a shrewd and far-sighted move by the United States, as the state is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, vast wilderness, and substantial contribution to the country's economy, particularly in the fields of oil, gas, and tourism. Considering its vast expanse of over 586,000 square miles of land, comprising over 375 million acres, even if you sold it for $100 an acre now, that's a profit of around $37 billion. Not that the United States would ever consider selling it at such a price these days. That'd be far too cheap. Plus, as you now know, Alaska could be vital for the US in many ways in the years to come. Thanks for watching, and if you like videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to watch this video next, because it's what YouTube recommends the most.